This is the learning method property. This is how Christianity actually spread. Christianity is one of the top 5. Christianity is in yellow. And you can tell in North America I put a cross. Anyway, how do you get the top religion in the world? There are many divisions of how it happened. I'll just say. Anyway, this is Europe, by the way. Europe is actually the center of Christianity. It actually started in Israel back in 30 AD or so. There were rumors that it actually started in 33 AD. I get confused sometimes. Anyway, this new religion actually started right here. I'll just put it into perspective. It'll be green. Why am I tingling up in colors? Whatever. It'll be cool, dark gray for now. It spread that quickly. It arrived at Rome at 50 AD. Actually, most of Europe actually converted. Christianity went up. It became a big force. Even an emperor in the Roman Empire became Christian. And after a while, it became the official religion in the Roman Empire, which fell more than 100 years later. Under the threat, which convinced it to spread across Western Europe. Islam starts to invade afterward and starts to take the land, like from Spain and of course, the reconquista gets Christian Spain back from the Moors, Muslims, back. Meanwhile, there was a division called the Great Sycam. There were two new separate churches, the Roman Catholic and the Orthodox. However, it still does not. That does not mean they are still not Christian. They are still Christian. By the way, the Crusades actually start at 1100. Crusade means marked with a cross because the Crusaders actually wear a cross on them to show they are fighting for the Lord. By the way, the Crusades happened while in the Holy Land or Palestine to Europeans. The Crusade was a horrible success in 8 Crusades, and it actually ended. Sadly, it ended with the loss. The Byzantine Empire was later replaced with the Ottoman Empire. It starts to get more and invades more of the Eastern Europe. The Reconquista finally ends. The age of discovery is not just important to discover where Europeans have no land and actually spread their religion. They took their religion with them. This begins that Christianity starts to spread even more. But back then in Europe, there was a lot more division. The Catholics had taken less of their lands, but they're giving them to the Protestants. Martin Luther nailed corrections for the Catholic Church in a church door in modern-day Germany. After a year, Protestantism started because of Martin Luther. Where follow Martin Luther are Lutherans. So there are a lot more Protestant groups. Anyway, the churches, which are still Christian, are still spreading on and on and on and on. Eventually, most of South America and North America are taken. Well, Russia, which used to be called the Soviet Union, was, and Africa started getting Falkland gets, while Australia started to convert. New Zealand, the rest of Russia, most of North America, continued to spread. Unfortunately, this is the end of their spread. This is modern-day Christianity. There were other groups which started to independently flowing around. Christianity, because had the biggest patch of land so far, and Akil had the most believers, or Christians. This is how Christianity had spread. It had spread over so many periods and stuff. Now you may have known how it spread. This is the end of how it spread. I'll say goodbye. from the learning method.